Shout out to Art of Dialogue. Make sure you subscribe to his platform. I seen a video with damedash, aka Dame Dash, doing an interview talking about a lot of things. Now, Dame Dash really doesn't talk a lot, or he doesn't get into detail about what happened with The Rock. If you were my age group, say about 2004 is when you really knew that Rockefeller was over, and then they had sold the company by '05. Even though Jay had the name in theory, it wasn't the same anymore. Dame went to do Rachel Roy and everything else, right? Well, Dame actually had this to say. He said that he disagreed. He didn't like the fact that Jay was doing an album with R. Kelly, and he confronted Jay about it, and Jay was like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that. And he also had to say that Jay was in love with Aaliyah. Now, if you see images online, you'll notice that you'll see Aaliyah with Jay-Z and Dame Dash. Now, Dame said that Jay invited Aaliyah as a date to some event that he went to, but Dame was also engaged with Aaliyah at some point up until the time of her untimely death in 2001, right before September 11th. It might have been a couple of months before, if my memory is correct. And Dame was trying to transition into movies and so on and so forth. But he said that when he did that album R. Kelly, that was the end of it. And he's basically saying that, that was a straw that broke the camel back. Well, I mean, honestly, it probably was over Aaliyah. And let me tell y'all why. If you ever look at any real beef between men, if you size it down, if you go through it, a lot of times it started over a woman. And it may not even been somebody that they dated. It could have been that women was there. Somebody was clowning on somebody. But in this case, you've heard rumors about both of them having a thing for Aaliyah. And even if you go back and watch Death of a Dynasty, which Dame and Jay and Biggs put out right before Rockefeller broke up, I believe, from what I heard, that the woman in the movie, or the whole idea, was really over Aaliyah. But the movie came out after Aaliyah's passing, along with other things. Cam becoming Dame telling Cam he gonna be the VP of Rockefeller, and Memphis Bleak and Beanie Siegel feeling some kind of way. Jay coming home and vetoing it, and y'all remember Hovey's home with the Globey phone, talking about Dame and change clothes and all of that. But I mean, honestly, I won't be surprised if majority of it was over a woman or multiple women, because hey, that's what we fall out over. Even myself, the things I've had with dudes, a lot of times because women around, whether they feel some kind of way or I felt some kind of way in my teens or early 20s, or I've known people who have unfortunately gotten deleted by other people. And when you know about it, a lot of times it's over a woman. Or whenever you see two women get to fighting, a lot of times it's over a man at some point. But this is the thing that I'm confused with when it comes to Dame, right? Because on one end, Dame would say he was done and he walked away from Rockefeller. But then on other interviews, he talked about how Jay snaked him and that he wanted them to do a deal together. When their contract was up and Def Jam was trying to buy The Rock, Dame said that him and Jay should negotiate together, but Jay said he wanted to negotiate separately, and ultimately Jay ended up getting Rockefeller and his masters. So I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of going back and forth. I do think that Dame is really hurt over what happened still. Allegedly, Jay got Dame out of at least $30 million when Rockaware was sold, but Dame had sold it a couple of years before that previously, and Dame felt like Jay diluted his value before ultimately selling the company to Iconics for $200 million. Rockaware, that is. But I don't know. I do remember a couple years ago, he told Charlamagne, when Charlamagne got to asking questions, you being a chatty patty, but I'm seeing him on the Art of Dialogue and Cam Capone News being transparent, so I don't know. Maybe Dame at the point now where he like, it is what it is, y'all really want to know, I'm going to tell y'all the truth or my perspective. We'll never really hear Jay's true perspective. I won't be surprised as somebody who had probably all of Rockefeller albums. At one point I was wearing nothing but Rockaware, and I used to want a Rockaware chain or a Rockefeller chain. And the people, y'all know, if y'all in y'all 30s and up, mid 30s and up, y'all know what I'm talking about, them Rockefeller chains. You would see people like LeBron or whoever dunk a ball, they run down throwing up the diamond, and it's I don't know. I mean, I was hurt when they broke up, but I mean, that was 20 years ago. But that's how you know people still want to know what happened. The fact that we still talking about to this day what broke them up. And while I do believe it was multiple things, I bet Aaliyah was really the start of all of it. But I just want to get my quick thoughts about it. Tell me what y'all think. And I'm going to keep breaking down. I'm going to go through the clips of what Art said, and I'll break them down in each video with my opinions. But let me know below.